If you receive SNAP benefits, EBT, food stamps, please, please, please listen to this. This is so, so, so important. I usually don't talk about this kind of stuff on my page, but this is really, really important. So, I work for the government, and this morning I got an email from my job to my work email talking about how SNAP is officially going to be cut if the government does not pull together and fix the federal funding issue in November.
Food stamp and WIC funds are running low. 2 weeks in, and we just hit the point where real people are starting to feel real consequences.
The federal government telling states not to send out November SNAP benefits. Here's the email I just got from the USDA.
Hey my people, I hope you guys are doing alright. Hopefully God has protected you and preserved you very well. Yes, we do have some very important information to put across on here. It's very concerning, so I'd like you guys to go ahead and share it with your family, especially if they are on some sort of SNAP benefits. This very month on the 15th, the government sent out emails alerting and informing the public, the United States of America, that the SNAP benefits are going to be cut the month of November because of insufficient funds. Apparently, the government does not have enough money to continue giving these benefits to the Americans. I don't want anybody to be caught unaware. I have quite a lot of informants in here that we are going to look at, and yeah, I just want you to sit in here, watch it, share it, and let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll come back with more. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back.
If you receive SNAP benefits, EBT, food stamps, please, please, please listen to this. This is so, so, so important. I usually don't talk about this kind of stuff on my page, but this is really, really important. So I work for the government, and this morning I got an email from my job to my work email talking about how SNAP is officially going to be cut if the government does not pull together and fix the federal funding issue in November. So if you use SNAP, food stamps, EBT, if you are in that program, you will not get any money starting November. November, you will get no money. So the only money that you have left is whatever you have gotten in October. So basically, you won't be getting any more money until the government gets its shit together. So it's really, really important that you use whatever money you have left, budget correctly, get things that don't expire, like rice, beans, canned foods. Do what you gotta do to survive, because we don't know how long this is going to last. If you know somebody who is also on SNAP, send them this video so they know that this is coming. A lot of people don't know that they're about to get cut off from their, lifeline. This is how a lot of people in America eat and feed their children, and they're not gonna have this starting in November. So it's really, really important that we share this out, that we tell people about this. If you know people in your lives, make sure you tell them about this. This is really serious. I don't know if the government's going to be able to get their shit together in the next 15 minutes. The last government shutdown lasted for 35 days. November 4th, I believe, is the 34th day since the shutdown. So basically, it might go into November and you might not get your money. So again, be really smart about what you buy if you have any money left in your SNAP account. Be strategic, save. Go to Winco, go to Walmart, go to the cheaper places so your dollar goes a longer way. Stock up on things that are non-perishable. But I don't know how long this is going to last. I mean, they're even talking about laying people off at my job, and it's really, really scary times. So, again, if you rely on SNAP, you need to be really careful and start planning for the future, because we don't know what it's going to look like.
Now, the Trump administration is warning everyone that November, you might just not be getting any food assistance, no SNAP or anything like that. You get what I'm saying? They're saying that there will be insufficient funds to pay November SNAP benefits for approximately 42 million Americans. Okay, y'all? This is due to the government shutdown still extending, okay, y'all? And this is in compliance with the One Big Beautiful bill that Trump had dropped this year. And basically, the bill overhauls the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which is a SNAP program, which provides food assistance for over more than, like I said, 42 million Americans. And the changes are expected to squeeze some people out of the program, as well as federal spending on the program is cut by over estimated 186 billion over the next decade. So some people have to be aware of these changes and be aware of what's happening right now currently with this government shutdown, because you just might not be able to feed your family due to your lack of knowledge on what's going on. Okay, y'all? Now, the new work requirements have changed, and they're stating that able-bodied adults without dependents need to prove they're working at least 80 hours a month or in school to be approved for SNAP, without proof that they can only have at least 3 to 4 months of food assistance. Okay, you guys? And before that, the age was 18 to 54, but now the age is between 18 to 64. on whether or not, well, 65, I mean, on whether or not you are an able-bodied adult. So, you know, the age of requirements for retirement, everything like that, it has changed, and they're becoming more strict on things, and y'all know what's happening, okay, y'all? So, parents with kids under the age of 14 will be exempt from this, and the usual age was 18 and under, but now it's 14 and under, okay, y'all? So, that's, and what's crazy is, y'all, over 94 million pounds of food has not reached the food banks this year across the country, y'all. After Trump had cut $500 million in deliveries from the emergency food assistance program, y'all, the Department of Agriculture has basically recorded a show of 4,304 canceled food deliveries between May and September. And now we're in October. So the one thing that everyone has to understand is this. If you're getting food assistance, you have to cut out things right now. Cut out all the things you not fucking need. You don't need all the pops, the juices, the sodas. You do not need all of the processed food, the artificial sweeteners. You don't need none of that bullshit. What you need, and if anything, start doing things the way that our grandparents did things. Start making homemade bread, homemade butter. Make your own sugar, make your own syrup, make your own milks. We have to get back and go towards the way of doing things before we started depending on other corporations to feed us. Right? In just 2 or 3 steps, you can make some homemade almond milk, homemade oat milk, homemade walnut milk. You can make your own bread. You get what I'm saying? Go and buy these ingredients to feed your family, guys. You don't need so much food every day, all day. The sickness in America is so high, y'all, already, to the point where we all should stop consuming so much things as it is. If we know they're making bioengineered meat, bioengineered this, you get what I'm saying? Process this, process that. Why are we willing to go and spend the little funds they are giving us for food assistance? Because I don't approve. They don't approve me for food stamps. They don't approve me for a link card. You get what I'm saying? And I work. I go to school. You feel me? But I don't have any kids, right? So they'll consider me able-bodied, even though I'm paying over $1,300 in rent. I'm paying for a car note. I'm paying for car insurance. You get what I'm saying? I'm paying for groceries, my well-being. You feel me? So it's like, they don't give up for real. They want you to make a minimum of whatever they want you to make to even get approved. They want you to make under $1,200 a month, where I'm from. And I'm in Illinois. You get what I'm saying? In order to get approved for a link. And if they do give you something, they'll give you like $20. $20. You get what I'm saying? So I like, you have to minimize the things you feel like you need, the things you feel like you want. You get what I'm saying? And start adding in better habits. And it's honestly going to be a beautiful thing for you to learn how to create your own home recipes. Start buying those spices your grandmothers and great-grandmothers and uncles and aunties will use to create their own remedies. You get what I'm saying? But we have to not let them win and not allow the fear they want to put on us to be the reason, because all of this Democratic being the reason because of the shutdown bullshit, y'all know the reason is because of y'all. You get what I'm saying? Y'all are the majority of the fuck house. You get what I'm saying? And y'all out here giving out billions and millions of funds to other nations and funding their people, education, their healthcare, their food, whatever, and making us sit here and think that we're fucking stupid the whole time. We see what's going on. I know what's going on. You get what I'm saying? So fuck Thanksgiving shit, okay, y'all? Don't be sitting here waging into these weird ass weak ass days. Fuck Halloween and fuck Christmas. Don't celebrate it. Keep your money. Minimize all of this bullshit till you can figure out a plan for you and your family. Literally. Like, it's so much easier to just create your own lane for you and your life and your family. Leave all of these holidays alone. Leave all of these weird ass habits you have alone. You get what I'm saying? Because all of the assistance that they used to give, the Section 8, you get what I'm saying? Even though many of us can't get Section 8 still because the people have been on Section 8 for all these years and won't get off of it. You get what I'm saying? The link, healthcare, Medicare, Obamacare, a whole bunch of things that we thought was assisting everyone is not assisting anyone today. So change it up and be aware.
Food stamp and WIC funds are running low. 2 weeks in, and we just hit the point where real people are starting to feel real consequences. Let me show you what I mean. It's your boy PABLO, your local furloughed hero, and it's day 14 of the great government shutdown. Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, aka SNAP, aka food stamp benefits for October are still active. If you have them, you can use them. But here's the catch. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has ordered states to freeze November benefit uploads until Congress acts. That's not a maybe. That's official guidance. They're citing the Anti-Deficient Act, which basically means we legally cannot spend money we don't have. WIC, which stands for Women, Infant, Children Nutrition Assistance Program, is in a different situation. Right now, it's funded through the end of October using $141 million in leftover fiscal year funds and $300 million pulled from tariff collections. The program costs $22 million per day to operate nationally. Do the math. That's roughly 2 weeks of runway left, and we're already at day 14. 7 million mothers and children rely on WIC for infant formula, food vouchers, and nutrition counseling. So where are we? Furloughed workers are waiting, families are waiting, states are waiting on guidance, and Congress, they're still negotiating. October ends in 17 days, the clock's ticking, and nobody's blinking yet. Follow for more updates as I get them.
No SNAP, no EBT, no link. No food stamps. No SNAP, no link, no EBT, no food stamps for the month of November. And yes, the month that Thanksgiving is in. The federal government will not be issuing SNAP, link, EBT, food stamps in the month of November. And not only will they not be issuing it, they have made it illegal for your state to issue it. So if your state wanted to give you food stamps to feed your family, it would be against the law. It would be a violation of something called the Anti-Deficiency Act. Let that sink in. If your state gave you food stamps, it would be illegal. And all of this because the government is shut down. First, you furlough us. Then you fire us. Now we can't feed our families because you want to give tax breaks to your billionaire friends. But y'all are too big of cowards to say that part, right? So you're going to go around and tell the American people that Democrats are responsible for the shutdown because they want to give illegal aliens free health care. I call bullshit because that's what it is. And it's pretty easy to be debunked. It's just not true. If anything, Democrats want to give me health care, you health care. That's why I shut down. But they're not talking about that part because they're gaslighting us. Because they literally have the guns to our backs right now. They're holding the whole country hostage for their rich friends. So until Democrats break and agree to let them do whatever they want to do and give their billionaire friends all the breaks, rich people, all the breaks they can give them, you won't eat. 4,000 people got fired on Friday. I mean, Donald Trump is joking, calling Russ Vogt the Grim Reaper. It's fun. This is fun to them. He said he's using this as an opportunity to purge people who didn't vote from him, from the government, from their jobs. It's not enough to retaliate against your political enemies, but now you got to retaliate against the whole country. I live in Chicago, and we are under siege right now. Under siege. And you have people saying, I don't care about no food stamps. I don't get food stamps. People should get a job. They should. Guess what? They had jobs. And Doge fired them. Remember? Elon Musk fired them. In the name of all that's good and white in America. In the name of DEI. Fired these people. And it wasn't just jobs. They had careers. And they got fired. And then fast forward a few months. And now they're saying, I need help. I can't afford food. I need help. And you say they need to get a job. These are your frat brothers. These are your neighbors. These are people, you go to the gym with their kids, go to school with your kids. These are people who are a lot like you. And you can say they need to get a job. You can feel totally disaffected because it's not going to touch you, but it is going to touch you. If your neighbor is losing their job, chances are you're not far behind. And how about this? When you go to the grocery store, you get robbed because people ain't got food. You can't get an Instacart shopper. You can't get DoorDash. You can't get Uber Eats because those are the most dangerous jobs in a country full of hungry people. But it ain't got nothing to do with you, right? You better figure that out before it's too late. Because to tell you the truth, it's about to get real purgy out here. And that's exactly what they want.
They said y'all not finna get no food stamps for November. They said it's over 40-some million people that would be affected by this. And this is all due to the government shutdown. They said this shit includes SNAP, WIC, all that, anything that includes with food, that's just going down. Now, I don't know if it's true, but they saying that if you got kids under 5, you still would get food stamps. Meanwhile, they saying there's insufficient funds. People finna go crazy. America is finna shut this down. I feel bad because it's finna be so many families without. People already stressed over if they gonna get paid or not, especially dealing with federal. Like, people got bills and stuff to pay for, and that don't stop. Like, they don't stop our rent. They don't stop our lights. Like, that shit don't stop, and we literally gotta figure out and fend for it. That I know that's why it's always good to have emergency funds, but everybody's life ain't good enough for them to have that, if that makes sense.
I think this law go into effective for November the 1st. I saw a few people saying that it's supposed to start at the end of October, but I'm not absolutely sure about that because I didn't read up on that part. But I think it's November the 1st. Y'all better be really prepared because it's some really finna happen.
The federal government telling states not to send out November SNAP benefits. Here's the email I just got from the USDA. So here's the letter that the USDA sent us. You can see it's dated for October 10th. That was last Friday. Why am I now getting it today, Wednesday, the 15th? Well, it's because I did a story on SNAP benefit changes that are coming November 1st. I did that story yesterday. They responded by sharing this memo with us today. Let's take a closer look at it. Let's look at the second paragraph. Considering the operational issues and constraints that exist in automated systems and in the interest of preserving maximum flexibility, we are forced to direct states to hold their November issuance.
Was it accelerated by the shutdown? I don't know. But November 1st, EBT, SNAP programs, mandatory. You have to work 80 hours a week or you're not going to get it. No more just sitting at home, munching on the snacks that you got for free in the apartment that's paid for by the taxpayers. No, mama, you got to go to work. 80 hours. You could do it. You're a big girl. No more living that cush lifestyle. You should have never got trained to do that because now you're going to struggle with the reality that we all have that you have to get up and do something with your life. That's not it. 80 hours a month is not that bad. It's not that bad. You will survive. I promise you. Just start looking now because November 1st is right around the corner. It's going to be an ugly month if you ain't getting any food stamps because you decided you didn't want to work or that you were above the law and you didn't have to listen to the new regulations. Yeah, that's not going to go well for you. I promise you that. Just do what you're supposed to do. Do what you're supposed to do, and nothing changes. The only thing that changes is you got to work a few hours a week. That's it. And if you have too many babies and you're like, I don't have somebody to watch my babies, again, that's a you problem. It's not an us problem.
I hope we understand now that this is the end of the beginning, okay? And when I say this, I told y'all when they did this shutdown, I told you that this wasn't going to be your normal shutdown. And I knew that because in the spirit realm, you can see what was already being activated. The AC spirit has already been activated. They are paving the way, not only for the control of it, but the system of it. They are literally preparing it. And that's why all of these things are taking place. 48 million people will not receive food stamps this coming November. And they're saying SNAP benefit, no link, and other things that helps everyday people who honestly don't have the finances or the means for their families. There are so many people who have lost their jobs during this government shutdown. There's so many transitions economically that is going on in this world that people are facing a lot of financial hardships. Now, the principal stated he did a recent conference, and he stated that they were going to dismantle all of the Democratic programs, and he's going to do it permanently. And, a lot of people feel different ways about that. But let's be honest, there are some people who depend on these governmental systems to live, literally. Now, what they're saying is they made it illegal if your state want to give you food stamps or any of these benefits. They made it illegal under the Anti-Efficiency Act, okay? And they're saying that it is against the law, basically. So when we talk about what we see that is happening economically and with this shutdown, it is all leaning towards the AC system, okay? And the AC system is now getting ready. We're literally getting ready to walk this out. The peace agreement, they've already started. It's not completed. They only have done the first half. But as we see, the AC spirit is being indoctrinated in economically, spiritually, physically, with the control and things of that nature. There's a dismantling that is happening. And it don't take much to see what is literally going on and what is happening. Not only that, AI has severely increased. Over the last month or two, it is being pushed in our faces. I've seen something where Walmart is now incorporating AI indefinitely. And then I just seen where one of these major producers, I can't think of who it is off the top of my head, he just released one of his AI artist video. And it was boring. I got very bored. Timberland's artist, Tata, I think that's her name. Very boring, didn't like the AI situation, but as we see now, AI is it is literally becoming huge. It is a thing. So it's not hard to see how there is a shift, and the shift is the AC system and the AC spirit that is in the land. I'm telling y'all, they are trying to literally, slowly but surely, bring it in and indoctrinate the communities, indoctrinate the economic. This is what we see. It is literally the end of the beginning. It's already here. Those of us who are in God and have the Holy Spirit has already showed you and has been showing you for a while. God has been speaking to us, and he's been speaking to us through the earth. We see signs, we see all of these things that is literally showing us and telling us that, number one, judgment is coming for all of these things, but not just judgment. God is showing us signs that we are here in the end of the end times. I urge you to pray for godly wisdom on how to move forward, that God will give us wisdom on how to prepare for what is coming, because there is a preparation that must happen. We see that we are here. We don't know how much longer the government will be shut down. We don't know. So we must prepare for all things. These services, all of the things that people are used to living off of, they're getting rid of it. So that means that there is certain things that are going to take place. I have to leave it at that. So we have to be wise. We have to pray for discernment. We must pray for wisdom, that God would show us how to prepare for what is ahead of us, because what's ahead of us is very great. And so we need the Spirit of God. We need the discernment of God, so we will know, so we can be on guard. We are watching for the return of Christ, but we must be on guard. Our spirits must be on guard for what's getting ready to be implemented in this world. And if this is the first time you've listened to me, my thing to you, if you don't know Jesus, this is a great opportunity for you to repent and come into the knowledge of God before it's too late. Because you do not want to spend your eternity in life with goblins and goblins. Because I'm not doing it. Come to Jesus, repent, give your whole heart, your whole life over to the Lord. And those of us who are in Christ, we must be on alert. This is a time of prayer, a time of fasting, because we have to hear from God like we've never heard before. This stuff is serious. Like, on top of the peace agreement happening, you got all this going on. Y'all can't tell me 1 + 1 is 2. Ain't 2. 1 + 1 at this point. 1 + 1, 2 + 2. We're adding it up. It's here. We ain't shockery no more. No, Jesus. We need him like we've never needed him before. He's speaking to us, and we must understand that these are the times that God speaks of in all of the prophetic books: Daniel, Matthew, Revelation. So we must adhere to the Spirit of God and do not be deceived.
Trump administration is warning states across the U.S. that there will be insufficient funds to pay November SNAP benefits. About 42 million Americans will be getting a SNAP cut due to the government shutdown. We're on day 14 of the government shutdown, and we still don't have an update on when the government will be reopened. And let's go ahead and take this time to thank Trump for his beautiful American bill. The federal spending has been cut by $186 billion over the next decade. The new work requirements is adults without dependents have to prove that they've been working 80 hours a month or that they are enrolled in school. If you don't have any proof, you will have up to 4 months to receive SNAP benefits, but after 4 months, they're cutting you off. And yes, the age limit has changed to 18 to 65. We now know that 65 is the new retirement age. Parents with kids under the age of 14 will be exempt. I just want y'all to take the time to really soak in all this information that I just put out about the new SNAP benefit update. Really take this into consideration and start budgeting things, because food is expensive, and now SNAP has been cut. They were already taking certain things off SNAP, such as sodas, candy, but now it seems like they're cutting it almost completely off. Start budgeting and stop depending on these government assistance, because clearly they don't last. They give it to you just to take it from you, and start really putting money to the side if you can. And buy stuff you actually really need. Don't buy the junks and unnecessary food. I'm kind of glad that I don't depend on these things, because if I depended on it, I would be literally losing my mind right now, not knowing what to do, because food is so expensive, and I do have kids and I do have siblings.
They're taking SNAP money next month. Representative Stansberry came out with the ranking member of the Agricultural Committee and said that during the committee, and it's happening, that's the administration is sending out letters to states to stop sending SNAP benefits as of next month. Our national debt is ballooning out of control. We're sending $40 billion to Argentina when so many people in the United States are suffering. The Office of Business Management has no idea where tariff money, where all the money that's saved from the government from the people they fired, from refusing to send money to states, to all these different things. Nobody knows where money is at. And our national debt is exploding. Do you have an idea where that money may be? Take care, friends.
Well, guys, it looks like the government shutdown is definitely taking its course. Remember back in, I think it was January, February, a lot of stuff was going on that our president was trying to implement when a lot of the federal workers got laid off and a bunch of people got fired. And I was like, guys, we headed towards a recession and depression. And I did a video and I was talking about the SNAP benefits, food stamps, housing, Medicaid, Medicare. Now that we are today in day 15 of the government shutdown, this is day 15 of the government shutdown. This is October 15th to be exact. The government shutdown started on the 1st of October. Now it's starting to filter down. People who receive food stamps and SNAP benefits may not receive those benefits in the month of November. You guys know how critical that is. That's going to affect millions of families for the upcoming holidays, man. You got the upcoming holidays coming up. Thanksgiving is next month, where people depend on these benefits. People need these benefits. But the way that it looks right now, Thanksgiving is going to look bad for a lot of people because they probably, and it's a high probability that they will not be getting their food stamps. I said in a recent video that the government shutdown is not going to affect American people until later on. And now this is the 15th day of the government shutdown. It's going to get bad, guys. Listen, keep every penny that you make, man. Don't be out splurging on bull crap that you don't need, man. This shutdown is real. It's really real out here.
The information is out here so that nobody gets caught unaware. And shout out to the people, the informants that we have featured in this episode. They have explained each and everything probably better than I would because I don't reside in America, right? But regardless of that, I still have quite a lot of things to say as well. I mean, I probably always have something to say. Don't get tired of me, right? Yeah, that being said, he's talking about how he wants to get rid of Democrat programs. And unfortunately, programs like these that are supposed to be helping Americans, he claims they are Democrat programs. This is a man that has literally waged war on federal workers. And he sent them out of work. Some of these people are on these benefits because of that. And I'm not trying to say that everybody that is on these benefits is because they were fired. Some of them were not, right? But it's kind of crazy when you sit and think about it, because some of these safety nets and subsidies that are given to the people, these are things that were not just agreed on by one party. These are programs that required Congress that has both Republican and Democrats. And they sat down and, debated on this and agreed that this is actually something that is fit for the American people. And now he labels it, Democrat programs. And I think that is exactly how he manages to manipulate the people that really don't know so much. And a lot of them believe him. It's so saddening that a lot of them are going to realize that actually these programs benefit more of the people that are in red states than people in blue states. Check it out. Just do some research and you're going to find out the majority of the people that are on Medicaid and that receive medical care and, medical care subsidies are actually in red states. Majority of them reside in those. Same thing with the SNAP benefits. And I think, he's been trying to brainwash and manipulate people, telling them that it's because of the government shutdown. It's because the Democrats shut down the government. Wait until people stop receiving their SNAP benefits and they are going to be told by everybody that actually it's not Democrats that took this away. It was all in Project 2025 for that to be stripped away from you. And the masterminder of this is your man. Wait until when, they realize that it is him. A lot of them are going to start waging war. All of those that used to see him as God, they are going to change their mindset. Now, this is such a short time to actually, notify people. And I have not seen any article in the mainstream media, by the way. That's why a lot of people now depend on independent, personalities and journalists to make sure that they get information. Because how many of you already knew that this is going to be happening? He's talking about how they don't have sufficient funds. Meanwhile, you remember I brought you an episode of MAGA people being upset, especially farmers, because he wanted to bail out Argentina with 20 billion. Meanwhile, he was giving 10 billion to farmers as a bailout, but he was doubling that to give it to Argentina. Now, what if I tell you that right now it's not going to be 20 anymore, it's going to be 40? Yeah, and he is proudly voicing it out there that he wants to make Argentina great again. Meanwhile, there are people in your country that are not going to be able to receive these benefits that have been very, very beneficial to them, right? For a full month, and we don't know how long this is going to last because a lot of people are not certain about how long the government shutdown is going to take, right? But he gave the 40 billion. Meanwhile, he's talking about how they don't have enough money to give these SNAP benefits. How long is it going to take until when he comes for the, disability benefits? How long is it going to take for him to come for all those benefits? I don't know. Because I'm not going to say that he's obsessed with hurting people, but at this point, if you celebrate and rejoice and talk about how you're going to be firing people, you already have. In the beginning of this administration, he fired quite a lot of people, a big number of federal workers. The veterans, benefits withdrawn, and we saw a lot of them starting to line up for, well, anyway. But yeah, it looks like it gives him quite an amount of joy to see people suffering. And then on top of that, he feeds them propaganda, right? Probably it's going to take the MAGAs, those people that voted for him, to start, calling him out, which I feel like whoever calls him out really is considered a political rival. He's made it clear. You speak against him, call him out. You are fake. And fake news, fake journalists, these people are fake. All of them are anti-American and all of that. It's very saddening. The people voted for you to work for them. You have money to bail out billionaire friends. You don't have enough money to bail out Americans. You rejoice in taking jobs away from them. It makes you happy. If you have to go against everything that you told them you were going to do, it just makes you happy. I don't know what kind of leadership that is. You guys are going to let me know. But I want you guys to let me know as well. Is any of your parents, of your relatives on these benefits? Because one thing I'm going to have to tell you guys, a lot of white people are on these benefits too. A lot. They say black people make 13% of the population. So you can only imagine about 48 million people are about to lose out on this. And we don't know when the government is going to open. And so people are just there. But let's wait. I will keep reporting on this. I just want you guys to let me know. Spread this information to everybody. But it's not because the government does not have money. No, they do have money. It's just not for you. It's for them. I don't want you to lose it. I understand that these are concerning and dark times, but I want you to continue praying and waiting on God. Above all, I don't know if I should encourage you to pray for your leaders, because scriptures encourage us to do that. If you need to do that, even if you don't have to mention his name, you just have to make sure that you pray for godly leadership. Scriptures say that if there's a godly leader, nations prosper and people are happy, right? But if there's an evil, a demonic leader, yeah, the nations cry, people suffer. It's weeping everywhere. That's what happens. There's chaos, there's no peace. And you all can say that indeed there's just quite a lot of chaos. So if you definitely need to pray for something to happen in the spiritual realm to correct some of these things, please go ahead and do. But for the MAGAs, here comes the times that a lot of people want you against. And mind you, the Medicaid and all of those healthcare benefits, they are coming to an end November. And guess who gets these benefits the most? Red states. So let's see if this happens. Hopefully it puts pressure on the government, especially if the red states put pressure on the government and they tell them, don't take this away from us. We might see some changes, but I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I think from me for today, that's it. I do love all of you guys, and I'll see you later. I love you. May God watch over you, protect you, and provide. And please, you need to budget better now. It's that time. It's so much required. And not only you, tell the kids, they are the hard ones to understand. But you are the leader. You know what to do. Love you. See you guys later. Bye.